Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me, especially with such short notice. This is going to be very short, sweet, and to the point. We're just going to have a little bit of fun here, you know. It's been a stressful day. I thought we would need it. Anyway, Investview is what we're talking about tonight. And Investview, which is traded as iNVU, lowercase I, capitalized NVU, it's a publicly traded financial technology MLM company that claims to own several subsidiaries, including iGenius, which is described as a provider of financial education and market research. iGenius is a wholly owned subsidiary of Investview, meaning that Investview controls its operations and business direction. In early 2026, the MLM company Vibe collapsed and announced it was merging into Connectiv, a rebrand of iGenius. This merger was communicated to remaining Vibe promoters after months of declining activity and failed relaunch attempts. Behind MLM reporting showed that Vibe had extremely low customer traction before this merger, and leadership figures connected to Vibe had prior ties to Investview-linked ventures. I have covered this all on my channel previously, so be sure to check it out if you haven't yet. I have also documented that Vibe's leadership, primarily Megan and Reagan Lynch, the twins, the scamming twins, that they had relaunched the company multiple times in 2025. I covered every one before they quietly pivot towards the merger with iGenius / Connectiv. It's the same thing. A website announcing the merger appeared before any official communication, signaling that the transition was already underway behind the scenes. In short, Investview, known as iNVU, is the parent company. iGenius, also known as Connectiv, is Investview's MLM-style financial education arm. Vibe collapsed, and then it was absorbed into Connectiv iGenius, bringing its promoters into the Investview ecosystem. And it's not the only MLM that has been absorbed by this ecosystem. This pattern, collapsing MLMs being folded into larger parent company structures, is important for consumers to understand, as it can obscure the continuity of leadership, compensation models, and risk. Always research the parent company, not just the brand name being marketed, because this parent company has a very long line of lawsuits, especially with the FTC. Anyway, that being said, you can go check all that information out on previous videos. Tonight, we're just meeting here for a moment to have some quick fun. You see, today, a link was shared out to all of the Investview distributors. This link was for a format on Canva. Now, I use Canva often. It's the main software I use to make my slideshows, all of my thumbnails, and sometimes I even record and edit videos on there. So I'm very familiar with it. And I thought I would have some fun since they left it open for anyone to edit on it. So that's exactly what I did. Now, Canva is a software program that you can use even in your browser, or you can get it as an app. And it has stock photos, images, cartoons, everything that you can ask for, different formats, and it's basically used by people to make social media content. Very, very much used out here on YouTube. And, excuse me. And it doesn't surprise me that MLMs use them just as much as any other content creator use them. And usually a format like this that would be shared amongst the distributors in an MLM is just pictures of people ranking up in the MLM. Again, these are recruitment-driven schemes that have a legal loophole claiming they are based on selling products. This is why there's a whole community called the anti-level marketing community that tries to hold them accountable when regulators fail to do so, which is quite often. This is why I exist with my channel, basically. I speak out about coercive control tactics and healing after you leave a cult or MLM or even a DV situation. And you're going to see some of the remnants of what it was. But I thought it would be good if when future distributors entered this document, this format to edit it, if they were met with the truth instead. So let's have some fun. Good to see you, Sam. Glad that you could make it. I'm glad you're here, sweet. Greetings, Joe. Hello, Cool Cat. Sorry, I went on a little bit of a rant there. I didn't say hello to anyone. So glad that you could all make it. So, as you can see, a little bit of fun on Canva. I thought we need to fix this up. So, this is what I did. This is now what their document looks like. This is a huge scam. This company has been sued by the FTC. Scam! Here we have scam. I might have been a little mean. I called her a fake bitch and a huge scammer. Here I have the Securities and Exchange Commission today announced settled charges against Investview Inc. for its unregistered sales of over $21 million of securities related to a sale-leaseback program. Now, this was only in January of 2025. So that's not good. And they got a civil penalty of $375,000. I also made it so that when you click on it, you get the link to the whole article. You know? Here we have, sorry, we're closed. Scam. And as you see, it's just like pages, and then they'd share these out on their social media like, congratulations, you became a double diamond. Here we have another one, again, talking about the Apex program and how they had to pay a penalty of $375,000. And then I actually linked them here to an article that goes over every single issue that Investview has ever had. I thought that would be a good idea. You know what I mean? The freaks are out. They are. Here we have this influencer here, but it's a scam. And he's a huge scammer. So, I edited that out to say so. Then we have another one, scamming cunt. We have another one, con artist. Another one, this guy was actually on here as a doctor. So I took his name. I'm going to be looking into his medical licensing because I don't think that you should be a doctor if you're in an MLM that is being sued. And it has to do with health and wellness products as well through iGenius and whatnot. So just a little bit worrisome to me, So fake doctor, scammer, reported. I will be reporting you if you are registered as a doctor. Here we have these people made it to pro status. Congratulations, scamming fools. Here we have Investview, CEO arrested on recovery scam fraud charges. This was back in December 2021. I thought that they should know that they've been having issues with Investview, the company here, for a very, very, very long time. It hasn't just been in the last year. It has been for years now. This thing has been a problem, okay? All right? But they did do a recovery scam. So I think they're extra gross. All right? Because they find people that have already been scammed, and then they're like, I'll help you. And the person's like, okay, I might trust you again. And then they're like, nah, I'm joking. I'll scam you too. Fucking assholes. So here we have another little bit about iGenius. I just thought I would put on here that Levi's revelations are backed by various financial market regulators who have warned against iGenius. These include the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, in the UK, the Comisión Nacional de Mercado de Valores in Spain, and the Autorité des Marchés Financiers, AMF, in Canada. These warnings underscore the risk associated with the operations of iGenius, which claims to invest in financial markets and distribute profits to its members without significant expenses. For several years, the well-known MLM review platform behind MLM has warned against the iGenius system and its various associated schemes. According to Behind MLM, iGenius is directly connected to the U.S. SEC-controlled entity Investview, Inc., a public company listed on the OTCQB with the symbol iNVU. And again, we talked about this last time, just because it's a publicly traded company does not mean that it is legitimate, you know? Doesn't mean that. So I put scam on that as well. Oh, and again, we can, there's a link to this full article that they can read about. Then we got Megan here, you know? I figure we gotta have vibe. We gotta represent the vibe. So I threw Megan in there. You know, I know she's higher than ambassador. She might take offense to that. That's why I did it. But here we have her, and I drew some little tears on her face. Poor girl. Here we have this guy, the scamming peasant. You know, he was going by King something. Royalty was in his name. You know, this guy seems to think he's a king, so I thought we would call him a peasant. You know, bring him down a notch, you know. Victory with Ash is not coming soon. Ash Mufara is an 8-year director bar. You will be waiting for at least 8 years. That's kind of like my husband. His beard is like super duper red, and then his hair is now like more blonde. Scamming peasant, that's right. You call yourself royalty and something like this. I'm calling you a peasant. That's what you get. So yeah, if you see this guy and he asks you to join his scheme, don't join it. He's a scamming peasant. We got another one. It made me laugh because I had a whole bunch of these that were just like, Diamond Ambassador, Lady Leader. And I was like, what is that? Lady Leader. Like, that's what you call that? I hope that's somebody's name. But then I was like, no, because I had a bunch of them. So here we did scam, scam, scam. Stop scamming. I threw Danny in there, you know. I thought we would get Danny some exposure too. So I threw Danny on there and said, stop scamming, you know, because that's what he would yell if he was here. Then we have the legendary lying scam, because, you know, this is legend, which is, Megan calls herself legend. So you think she would be at this rank, but no, she's at like executive director or something. Here we have, leave this scam, Kuntu scam. Money leeches. Scam, scam, scam. Lady Leader. And I'm sure you're like, okay, Queen, I don't understand why you're doing this. This is a little silly. You know, are we just having fun editing things? I am hoping that people that are in this will come to this and they'll see it's a scam, click on the links, get the information. And if not, at the very least, it is going to take them a very long time to edit out everything that I've put on here. I've written notes. There's links. All of these images and different things that I've changed around and deleted off of here, because I deleted a bunch of stuff too. It's all locked. So at the very least, it will waste their time and disrupt them from being able to celebrate their future promotions until this formatting is fixed, you know? Here we have scamming with no swag. You know? Times 12. I don't even know what the fuck that means. X12, is that like one of their ranks? They have so many ranks in here. And then here we have this guy, this scammer dude. You know, this is their welcome new members. Imagine being a new member and they send you this link and then this is what you're met with. You see, that's what I'm hoping for. You know, that's what I'm hoping for. Right? Like they come in here to edit this, to put, because they're going to, all the distributors are going to come in here to use this format, right? That's what it's for them to celebrate their teams. They're supposed to put their team leader's picture here. You know, any new members they have, they're supposed to make them a slide that looks exactly like this. Anytime they get a new member, they come to this format, go to this slide, put a picture of the person, And now it looks like this. Such a shame for them. And then at the very end, I put a public service announcement. This is a huge scam. This company has been sued by the FTC. For more information, check out Queen of Karma, Danny DeHeck, and BehindMLM.com. Oz, you need to send me a picture so that I can include you. You just have like Oz from the Wizard of Oz. I'll do that next time. That's what we'll do from now on. All right. That's what we'll do from now on. But yeah. So yeah, this is their iNVU ranks. That's what it's called. So I've gone and I've edited that for them. Hopefully they enjoy it. They might be trying to edit it, and I'm gonna be like checking this out. I'm gonna be checking it out now that I have the link. I'll try to make sure that every single day something is edited on this to warn the people that come in here that this is a scam. Because like I said, the best we can hope for is that one of those new members, they send them the link and then they come in there and they find the information. So what I've done is I've downloaded a copy of my version so that in future I can very, very quickly just go in, bing, bang, boom, edit their document. So if you have any of these Canva links like that, because I know a lot of the MLMs use them, all right, listen, it takes me 5-10 minutes tops to fuck up a document for an MLM company. Okay? I don't mind spending 5-10 minutes of my time while I'm just sitting here bored in the evening listening to somebody live streaming about cults. Right? Listen, I have ADHD and autism. I need to be doing 10 different things at once. I usually have at least 3 or 4 tabs open. I'm usually writing an article, watching something on YouTube, sometimes a couple things on YouTube at the same time. And then I'm also like, all right, and then what am I going to read? Or what am I going to be working on, like in terms of slideshows or whatever. So, yeah, I don't mind taking the time. Send me the links, and we can have some fun with it. But these are just kind of the little small things that we do to just disrupt their flow. You know, they're thinking in their heads, this is going to be so easy. We'll just send out this public link. Anyone can edit it. You know, our distributors can just go in there, quickly edit, and then they can share it and celebrate their teams. And then all of a sudden, here comes me, okay? I show up and I fuck it up. And like I said, at the very least, it'll take them a little bit of time to fix it all up. And now that I have it, they're going to have to, you know, send it out again. So if they send out a new one, send it my way. Anyways, guys, I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful day today. I did do a healing after coercive control up on the community tab today. Every Wednesday, we do a whole day where we just talk about healing. And since I got you here for a minute, I just wanted to let you guys know that also today I had to get caught up on some articles. I had started a bunch of articles in December before I got sick and then wasn't able to finish them until like this past weekend when I had free time. But I just published an article tonight, not that long ago actually, called 10 Exercises to Help Reclaim Your Life After Coercive Control. And in it, I use cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy, and trauma-informed recovery work. And I give you 10 different exercises that are therapy-based. I explain like what they'll help with. I explain how to do it. I explain how you know it's working. And, you know, if you have any questions or anything, you can comment to me. You can email me. But we have a bunch of good stuff here. We have the Circle of Control, which I recently posted about on my community tab. Hopefully you saw it, maybe not. But it's a really, really good tool that I think that everyone should actually do it. It's great. This isn't just for people who leave cults either. Like, you can do this no matter what, just to help you in any way, figuring out your life, your goals, your dreams, trying to become a better person. You know what I mean? Therapy is great for everything. So we have the circle of control, which is part of acceptance and commitment therapy. We have cognitive reframing, which is CBT. We have thought, feeling, behavior tracking, also CBT. Opposite action, which is DBT. Values clarification, ACT. Behavioral activation, CBT. Grounding through the senses. I'm sure you guys have all seen the 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. There's also different versions of this, I've noticed. Like, I've heard all kinds of different versions. Like, some people are like, do 5 things that you can touch and 3 things that you can see and then 1 thing that you can smell. It doesn't really matter. If you're stressing out about what it is that you got to do or the order or anything, that doesn't matter. The point is to do 5 things, 4 things, 3 things, 2 things, 1 things, and have one connect to each one of your senses for the grounding exercise, right? So don't stress about that. I have the parts of me exercise, which is part of internal narrative work, which we're going to talk a lot about that in future. And boundary mapping, which is trauma-informed CBT. And then mindfulness, I've talked a little bit about, but we're going to dive more deeper into that. But the self-compassion break, this is a really good one too. Really good to practice these on like Self-Care Saturday. And then I just, talk about healing after coercive control a little bit. So do go and check that out. It might be a good way to end your healing after coercive control Wednesday. Just saying. It will probably go up on my community tab on Thursday or Friday. I don't remember because I've already scheduled all those posts. I try to get the schedule in a couple days in advance, to tell you the truth. So, if you're seeing posts on Friday, I probably wrote them Tuesday or Wednesday. Keep that in mind. I'm not doing these on the fly as they go. That's why there's like one that goes up at 8, one that goes up at 10, one that goes up at noon. I try to do it every couple hours, except Wednesdays. We usually post a bit more because got a lot to say on Wednesday. I'm trying to fit a lot into just one day a week here to talk about healing. But hopefully through the blogs and whatnot, we can figure that out. And I'll leave you guys the link to this article in the chat. And go check out theheck.com. I write under the blog in the anti-MLM and cult section. That is me. It is me that runs that section. That is how you find me. So I'll also link that. And tomorrow I'm hoping to do a stream. I thought that maybe we would check out what is going on with the flat earth people. Recently brought them up to have a little talk about leaderless cults. So check that out if you haven't yet. And it's been a really long time since we reacted to CC. So I thought that maybe we would have some fun and do that tomorrow. So let me know what you guys think. And I hope that all of you have a fabulous, amazing rest of your night. There should definitely be a Friday with the Sayers of Nay also Friday. So you got that to look forward to. And I will see you guys all really, really soon. That's it. That's it. Have some fun. Send me the links. Let's fuck up some MLM formats. I don't know. I just thought this would be funny. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all them YouTube things. I love all your faces. Bye. Thank you. Please do give the video a like, subscribe if you are new, join the members, damn it! We have fun! Be a sayer of nay and a bimbo!